Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Channel Audit livestream that simply has no intro.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to vidIQ, the YouTube channel, YouTube tool, YouTube Learning Academy that educates you on your YouTube journey. And the reason there is no intro is because I'm just spiting Dan, who asked me if I had an intro planned. I had planned one meticulously, but I decided to abandon it just to get it done for some reason. I don't know why that is, Dan, but are you okay with the intro that we just did there?
Yeah, that's why we kicked Dan off the stream. We have Daniel here who will take his place, but that's what he gets for bringing it up.
Well played, well played. Yeah, I guess we should say then. The other Dan, the lesser Dan, is off this week. So we may be handing some of our gaming expertise to our closet gamer, Travis, who tells us he plays lots of games, but he never audits the channels. So hello, Travis. Are you ready to do some gaming channel audits today?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Here. So what are we doing here? What do we got?
What are we doing? Indeed, what are we doing? And Jeff, I have some new Lego news for you. There is a new Friends Lego set coming out, which is the 2 apartments. I'm definitely going to buy it. What about you?
I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one. We've got some fresh... I just saw some new Lego leaks. Yes, there are Lego leaks. And there's going to be some new Mandalorian sets coming out, so I'm excited for those.
So
I'm going to be skipping the Friends, though. I'm going to be skipping the Friends sets.
You're all about the Star Wars stuff, then. All right, that's fair point, fair point. And last but not least, you may have heard her just giggling in the background a little bit there. We're going to welcome our special guest. Welcome to the vidIQ family, Howard Lewis. How are you doing?
Hey, y'all. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am very well, thank you. Welcome to the live streams. I usually say that, you know, don't panic or anything. Everything's going to go fine. But you're already a seasoned veteran when it comes to channel audits, in that you do this on Clubhouse probably every other day. But you get to do it. You get to do the visual version today.
Which is kind of weird.
So yeah, let's take a look at some channels very, very soon. As always, we do need to say hello to some of our amazing audience. So Daniel, if you'd like to say hello to some people in the chat.
Let's do it. Let's say hi to Tech Echo, our good friend Jonk in here as well. Not Usman, so not Kamaro or Muhammad Usman, but not Usman. And let's say hi to Delphinius Dancer. I don't know if I said that right.
Nice introduction there as well. Almost felt like a wrestling introduction. Welcome to whoever you just pronounced.
Well, I always think that when you say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
I know, that is one wrestling reference that I always get in every single week. Jeff, say hello to the following, maybe in some sort of Star Wars style, if since you're such a big fan.
Man, I would not be able to pull that off, man.
I think you should introduce them all in the voice of R2D2.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep beep boop. That's what we're saying.
That sounds more like Betty Boo rather than R2D2.
No, but I did want to say a quick hi to Miss JJ Gatt, who is in the chat. Hello. Glad to see you here. Also, my buddy Paul Peck, Drywall. What's up, man? And who else we got in there? Let's see. The Kings of France. All of them are in the chat right now.
All right, Travis. Who are you going to say hello to?
All right, we'll say hello to Vexy. I see short reviews. I see Off-Road Beast, and Joe's Phenomenal.
And I'm going to say hello to the following people as Chewbacca. And finally, and not least, OSB I'm also saying hello to as well. I don't know why there's a Star Wars theme that's coming to this live stream, since we're nowhere near May the 4th or anything like that. But that's how sometimes this weird and wonderful live stream operates. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the vidIQ live stream. If you are new here, Do let us know in the chat with a hashtag new if you are a regular, an original gangster. You've been here since 1972, even though YouTube didn't exist at that time. But Bora Piano has been watching these live streams ever since then. Do let us know in the chat. In the meantime, I'm going to give you a very quick 1-minute explainer of how we are going to navigate the next 2 hours of channel audit live streams. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. Yeah, as Howard was pointing out there, we do have a lot of new people on this live stream this week, so welcome to vidIQ. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then if you found this live stream valuable, make sure to do so. And you may even see your name pop up on screen. I think it sometimes appears in the bottom right-hand corner when people subscribe. Yeah, Legend924 just subscribed, so if you do want that little animation, you can do that. It is mandatory to like this live stream, by the way, because we currently have over 350 people watching, and yet we only have 260 likes. There's obviously something broken and wrong there, because I assume you all press the like button. Usual housekeeping as always, we continue to support the COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund with all super chats. So if you do give us a super chat, that automatically goes to that fund. So thank you very much for that. Somebody I see has already donated, but due to the unique way that YouTube displays this information on the control center, I can't actually see it. So thank you for that, YouTube. I just see the pinned comment instead. And speaking of the pinned comment, did you know that vidIQ is not just a channel audit service? We also provide you with tools 24/7. And the one I wanted to highlight this week is once you install the vidIQ Chrome extension, down the left-hand side, you have all of these wonderful tools. And if you set up a couple of competitors or otherwise people who are creating content in your space, then it will give you a breakdown of what those channels are doing right now. And we can see that thanks to the way that YouTube can advertise all of its videos in the dashboard, and they get tons of views. But if we just scroll down a little bit, one of our partners, Nate at Channel Makers, is crushing it right now with YouTube education, doing stuff about watch time and the best strategies to get 4,000 hours of watch time. So maybe I need to follow Nate a little bit and do some complimentary content. And that's all thanks to this competitor tool who is showing me exactly who's doing well in my space on YouTube. This is all part of the vidIQ Chrome extension. We've got all sorts of other stuff, such as my favorite tool, the real-time stats bar. And you can download all of this for free. But on top of the free software, in the pinned comment right now, if you want to take advantage of the 30-day free trial, which gives you full access to every single part of vidIQ, then make sure to do so now for all of you new visitors here to the live stream. With all of that being said, Dan, Jeff, Travis, and Howard, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Then I assume everybody at home can see their screens. But also, what I will say just before we jump onto the first channel, I always forget to say this. We get so many submissions every single week that we can't audit every single channel. So what I advise you to do now, if possible, is bring up your channel on another computer or screen if you can do. And as we're auditing channels, be it tech, beauty, Lego, cubing, gaming, try and apply some of the fundamentals that we're going to talk about to your channel, whether it be channel focus, thumbnails, title, that type of thing, because we always talk about all of those topics. And that's what we're going to do right now as we audit our first channel, which, here we go, Jeff. It's a Lego channel. It's DZstudios. Where do we start with this one?
Well, let's see here, DZstudios. So one of the things that I would always start off with, and we're just keeping it surface level here, is they have their name in the banner, which sounds like a cool idea, but you've already got it right there where your channel name is. So we might as well put something useful in that banner. Usually the value proposition. What are you going to give me? Is this a Lego animation channel? Is this speed builds? Is this a particular theme of Lego? What is it exactly that you're doing on your Lego channel? Let me know what that is. So that way, as soon as I land here, I'll have a clue exactly like what I'm going to get as a viewer.
Mm-hmm. All right, then let's have a look at some of the content itself and some of the thumbnails. What can we see here?
So it looks like he's doing some of the Mario Brothers stuff, Lego Mountain MOC, so some original builds as well. Lego Star Wars. So I'm not sure if it's like lore or what exactly is going on here, because he might just be doing some commentary on this stuff, because there's a lot of like why Lego stickers are horrible. So it sounds like some explainers and stuff. So I'm not 100% sure exactly what's happening with the channel, but this is all, like I said, this is where having a value proposition in the banner can at least help us determine exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, I guess on first impressions, it doesn't look like Lego building per se, does it? It's something involving Lego characters and pieces, whether it be challenges or potentially stories in some fashion, but not, I guess, the what you would traditionally consider a Lego building channel. There's something a little different going on here, which may explain sometimes the spiky view counts, but also the fact that they've got 5,000 subscribers, which is very encouraging for the channel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're obviously doing something right, and they found an audience, so which is really good. I'm just kind of at a loss exactly what it is they're doing without actually watching the content itself.
Let's talk about thumbnails a little bit. And I'm opening this up to anybody. Do you think it's a good idea to have the Lego logo so prominent in the thumbnails? Because for me, I think it's a bit misleading, and I'll explain why in a second, but I just want general thoughts here.
No one. All right, I'll jump in. So, well, I kind of agree in a sense. I get why they're doing it, because when you look at a Lego box and their packaging, you see the Lego in the right hand corner or in one of the corners. So I get why they're doing it. They're trying to identify it as that, but it's also eating up a bit of real estate in there. I think it could have maybe been done a little bit better. I don't know if this is the standard for Lego channels to do that, but sometimes it just kind of throws off the thumbnail to me, at least aesthetically speaking. Well, but I mean, if it works, if it's helping people identify it, then maybe it's effective.
What I was thinking here a little bit, Jeff, is that this kind of gives it a stamp of credibility, like, oh, maybe this is the official Lego channel.
Right.
If you're just scrolling through the feed and you see that thumbnail, but then once you click on it, you very quickly realize that it's not an official Lego channel, it's a fan channel, and there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe you've shattered the expectation a little bit in those first 10 seconds. So I'm just wondering if it might be, and you should be able to identify from the thumbnails without the Lego logo that it is Lego, just from the characters. And I may be wrong about this, but I just got a strong Lego vibe, but I know it's not the official Lego channel.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, come on. We've got to have some other opinions here. Dan, Travis.
Yeah, Daniel's over there. He has something he was going to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think from a thumbnail perspective, they are doing a good job, right? These are, pretty bright and vibrant. They can definitely experiment around with that Lego logo. I think, like you said, it's so prominent and it takes up such a big portion of that top left corner that, it's probably not helping that much. And it could be, used in a different way. Or as you said, if your thumbnail has Lego characters in it, I think we all get sort of the sense that it's a Lego channel. But at the same time, this isn't really a Lego building channel necessarily. It's, revolves around Lego, but a lot more of it is, some of the video games or some of, using the actual or already built models and doing sort of skits and different stuff with that. So again, I don't think that having that Lego logo there is super necessary for that reason. I think one of the sort of interesting things here, though, is looking at that why Lego Star Wars will fail video. And, I don't think you should deter away from being, a bit controversial. You look, it has, a pretty low like to dislike ratio, 33 likes, 56 dislikes. But if that's just because you're giving your opinion and you want to be heard and to talk about why you think this game, which has been delayed, is probably not going to come out as well, I don't think you should shy away from that just because some of the people may disagree with you and are going to come back with you. And if anything, I think if you're getting a lot of engagement and people are giving you feedback in that video, that's probably a great video to go into and find different ways that you can either do a similar thing or respond to them or figure out ways to follow up on that content, which did well, but also has sort of a middling reaction, both positive and negative.
Now, just sorting by most popular, there's two things I can see here. A trend towards a Lego Super Mario content, which performs really well. But having said that, it's within the realms of YouTube Shorts. And a lot of these look to be either a month old or older. So I don't know whether the creator has decided that they don't want to carry on doing shorts because of a monetization challenge, although we are still doing some here and there, I can see. And the Mario stuff has been successful. And they do continue to return to that on occasion, and that performs really well. I'm going to throw out a little suggestion here. Try maybe doing some Super Mario Lego short videos. And I'm not talking about shorts here. I'm maybe talking about videos that are a minute 15, a minute 30 in landscape, just because I have seen so many channels having success with short form content, but not necessarily YouTube Shorts, because I feel as if there's a greater potential for the videos to be more permanent on YouTube and have more search and discovery. But that would just be a test that you might want to try on the channel. So unless there are any more thoughts here, that is DZstudios. And so, Travis, since you've decided to be a little on the quiet side on that one, I'm going to throw you into our first gaming channel submission of the week, which is Mattaiyoh. I hope I've pronounced that somewhere near right. They are a channel with nearly 15,000 subscribers, and they are bringing fun to Grand Theft Auto or the Greater Toronto Area, one of the two, online.
Yeah, it looks. They say videos every Friday. Okay, that's cool. So let's see. Is this Grand Theft? It's on Grand Theft Auto Online. The weird thing is when you look at the thumbnails, that's not necessarily clear. The text is clear, but the thumbnails aren't clear that this is all Grand Theft Auto Online. Matter of fact, I would argue the vast majority of these thumbnails is not. And here's the problem with this: if you're scrolling through, look, it looks like you're getting lots of views, which is I don't want to say suspicious because they're really, really like in line. Like they're so like almost 17, 15, 17. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of views for a channel this like. But what I guess my point is like, how is it that people would even know that half this stuff is GTA Online just by zooming past the thumbnails?
Well, here's the thing. Are the because I agree with you in that they're not very GTA themed, but there is a level of consistency from the channel. Like I think in particular with the yellow and black text, I think that's kind of synonymous with the style they're using. So I feel as if there's some consistency there, and this is one of these, I guess, maybe rare occasions where a completely different thumbnail is really standing out. Because I was the same as you, Travis. In that first, I looked at the thumbnails and thought these don't feel really Grand Theft Auto-y. But wow, the channel's somehow found a real strength in the content.
And it makes me wonder. So YouTube is interesting because every once in a while there'd be a channel that does well against all kind of common sense, and this would be one of those because it's performing at a level above what a channel at this subscriber size would normally do. So then my immediate question would be, okay, well, where are the views coming from? If they're coming from, like, which traffic source are they coming from?
I agree.
Are they embedded on like Reddit, like that sort of thing? This is a lot of views. The thumbs up is in context. Look at it. They're all coming at straight up off the bat too, like right away. When you go, you have the comments. There's enough comments. Now scroll up and look at the historical thing here. You can see that all the views came within the first couple of days. That's common for like a larger channel. Well, it's common for all channels, but to get that many views that quickly is, I mean, it's performing on a crazy level. So then my question then would be, how much better could the channel perform if it had even like cooler thumbnails?
Yeah, it's community driven, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it's the people, it's return viewers or subscribers. So they're really building up a community as well. I'm kind of in an agreement and disagreement with you here, Travis, because it's almost like they've found their niche and they're really performing well. And I would always suggest at some point testing, but just be really careful as to knowing, well, yeah, really checking the data when you do these tests with the thumbnails and such.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's in a very precarious, but we've seen channels look exactly like this with like no views.
Exactly. Yeah.
So whenever you see stuff like this, you really kind of go, okay, so what's the difference? It must be the content or something, because other than that, there's no reason YouTube would necessarily promote content like this over the other channels that we've done millions of times that look exactly like this channel. So whatever you're doing, keep it up and see what happens. Do you have the same, like to your point, like there's definitely like a branding type thumbnail style going on here. I just wonder if how you're going to bust out to people who don't know your content. And that's why I pointed out the thumbnail thing. So you might have a very consistent group of people that keep coming back to your channel, and that's amazing. That's great. But for the people who don't realize that this thumbnail style has anything to do with GTA Online, when they're scrolling through their home feed and they see something that looks very meme-ish, they might skip right past you. And the growth comes from people who don't know your channel, not from people who do. So it's a very interesting channel. I would love to see the behind the scenes analytics on it. It's very interesting.
And the channel got traction pretty much straight away. Like their second video had 1,000 views in Grand Theft Auto Online, which is phenomenal.
How many GTA channels have we done in the past like month and a half? Like quite a bit actually.
Yeah,
most of them don't have the success.
I think this is perhaps where they've got their they found like traction with this trolling tryhards as a theme for some of their videos. It's picked it up really well, because like how do you describe this channel? This sounds like this to me when I look at the thumbnails and the titles. This looks like a gamer having fun within a game, which on the face of it is always, well, you need to have a large audience to start doing that type of thing, but this channel's done it straight away. So I think, as you said earlier, Travis, if anybody is looking at this gaming channel thinking, why can't I replicate this? Well, I would say start looking at watching the videos and seeing if it's something in the editing, the style, the format, the comedy, the uniqueness of the creator themselves, because there's probably an X factor, and it's something. This channel has it, and we can't necessarily pull that out just from looking at the channel alone. So congratulations, Mattaiyoh, to you on nearly 15,000 subscribers. I guess maybe using the community tab might be a little bit more, just to get more exposure beyond the content is one suggestion, because it's so easy to do, but some really encouraging stuff there. All right, so we're going to move on to the next channel, and we're gonna bring Howard into the hot seat here a little bit by leading off with this one, Howard. So if you are ready, we're going to look at Kevin Gannets' channel. I hope I pronounced that correctly. They look like they're a vlogging channel, and they post every Monday, and they're just pushing up to on the road to 1,000 subscribers. What do you think of this one, Howard?
Well, I love that they have new vlogs in their banner every Monday at 6 p.m. Not only that's good for your audience and people that's returning to your channel, for them to know when to expect another video from you, that also gives you accountability as a content creator. So I love that you have that. And I like the colors in your banner as well. Green's my favorite color. And that QR code thing is freaking awesome.
I'm doing it now. I can't help myself. I'm doing it.
I did it. It goes to his links, like all of his external links. That's pretty cool. I need that.
It's also interesting in that you would only see it on the desktop version, because if you were on a mobile device, you wouldn't be able to use a QR code, because you're already using your phone to. You'd have to get a second phone to put a camera on it. Anyway, I'm waffling a bit here, but yeah, I've never seen that. Never seen that on the channel banner.
I've never seen that.
Interesting.
Yep. So that's pretty cool.
So let's have a look at the content itself and some of the thumbnails. And it does look as if it is a creator who is literally vlogging, sometimes about food, sometimes about travel, I think, in the Florida area. They're also visiting some theme parks I can see here.
I would say generally just looking at the thumbnails itself, some of the thumbnails can look a little busy,
Right.
especially with the ones with the font. I feel like if the title, like the font on the actual thumbnails, if it doesn't really add a value to the video as a whole to make, people stop the scroll and want to click on the video, I feel like it's no purpose of them. Because if you put an exact same thing on your thumbnail that's in your title, that's a waste of real estate. So I feel like some of the thumbnails can use without the text.
I would say that the best example of a thumbnail here is this one.
Yeah.
I go back to, I'm now starting to adopt something that Nate from Channel Makers talks about here, where thumbnails should try and deliver a single idea. And the single idea in this thumbnail is, huh? How do you explain that? Like, how can you get an exercise ball under an SUV? I'm compelled to click, and that's been proven by the fact that it's got 1,000 views.
Right.
What are we picking up here then in terms of like the theme? Because I think one of the struggles always with vlogging channels is there a common thread that goes through these, or is it just I'm filming what I'm doing today, and how can an audience connect with that? I'm seeing food, I'm seeing going to the theme park. Is it not niched enough, or is it too niched? What do you think?
I think that it's not niched enough. But with vlogs, it's really hard because, like, I do vlogs, so I like to do vlogs that's based on topics that's searching or trending at the time.
Right.
So to stay relevant, because if you're just vlogging your family all the time, that may be fun for you as the creator, but no one's going to watch it because no one really knows you yet when you're a rising YouTuber. So I would focus on, making vlogs that can also be searchable and have keywords that, work.
Yeah. So going back 6 months. Going back 6 months into the channel, we see a video here with 130 views, and then I slowly scroll up. The view counts, while consistent for maybe a community, is good. We're coming up to videos that are, with the exception of this SUV one, they're still in the 100 to 150 range. So the creator isn't really finding any momentum at this point. Now, when I search by most popular, I'm seeing a couple of car reviews. And then some stuff about tech, but again, that's all older stuff. So yeah, let's just open this to the wider floor. Jeff, Travis, in your experiences with vlogging channels, where might you be pointing this creator at this juncture?
I would say, at least right now, just to try to focus a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying you only have to be a one-trick pony for the rest of your YouTube career, but at least focus on the stuff that's working. They've got plenty of videos up, so look at your performance. Look at what has been working well for your channel, and if there's an ability to recreate that. Maybe not the one of, mom parking on top of that target ball, but just stuff that is,
Oh, is that what it is? Recreate. A target ball? I thought it was like a fitness ball. Sorry, right, okay.
Yeah. So no, but I mean, that one's great, but what else is really working well on your channel, and seeing if you can double down on that. I mean, we have the channel audit tool. People can use that. And that's something that will literally show you kind of what's working well really, really quickly. But that'd be my advice. Just focus down just a little bit. You can still vlog, just focus it a little bit. Try to go after a specific type of viewer, specific type of vlog, at least while you're trying to grow past that 1,000 or 5,000 mark.
All right. Any final thoughts for Kevin, or should we move on to the next channel? Silence always tells me everything. Thank you for your first audit hour. We'll be back to you soon. Dan, let's just talk about what goes into your mind when you're creating these tweet competitions every single week.
Well, that is a dark and mysterious place that I don't think we need to travel to on such a lighthearted and positive live stream. But yeah, we have a social media presence across Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube and our community tab. And we're always just looking for different ways to connect with the community, ask them questions, see what's going on with their channels. And every single week we do a fairly simple contest where the winner will get a free channel audit during one of our live streams. So as opposed to competing with the 1,000 or so channels that apply through the submission forms, we'll get anywhere between 20 and 100 submissions on Twitter every single Monday going into Tuesday. And every week I will pick one of them that, had a good answer, something inspirational, something funny. And some weeks, just keep it very simple. So this week, the question was, what are you most looking forward to doing in the second half of 2021? Obviously, the world is, knock on wood, starting to open up, and everyone is very excited for, the summer in the Northern Hemisphere, but for the rest of this year to see what they can do and how they can improve their channel. And the winner this week was The Meaning of Nerd.
And so in the second half of this year, they're going to be working with 2 channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they are huge in comparison. So that's a great opportunity. I guess the one thing we will always stress with collaborations is make sure that both creators get as much equal value as possible. I mean, sometimes in this case, the communities are going to be somewhat skewed in favor of yourself, but make sure that you're really producing something that's going to get that larger community to really connect with you. And we'll start looking at how you can do that with the channel. And it is The Meaning of Nerd. And I seem to remember maybe Dan C and myself looked at this in an extra hours channel audits at some point. So I'm going to leave this to Travis, Jeff, and Howard just to start sharing your thoughts on this one.
Looking for meaning in TV, cinema, and games. Why SpongeBob's Dark? Oh, this is interesting. So they are taking animated stuff and then looking for additional meaning in it. What's interesting is even older cartoons like Tom and Jerry and stuff from way back in the day always had a second layer of meaning and some of the things, a lot of innuendo and stuff almost for the adults. Yeah. It's really interesting. So if you're an adult and you were watching like Bugs Bunny with your kids way back in the day, the kids would laugh at Bugs Bunny, doing something silly, whereas he's actually saying something that maybe only adults would catch. And I think that's maybe some of the aspect here is like what other things are going on just below the surface of what's obvious. And that's kind of cool. I like that as a niche idea. It's pretty neat. I haven't heard anyone else doing that. And the cool thing about it is it gives you multiple layers. Like you can go into, he's doing a little bit of everything, Tom and Jerry and Wonder Egg and, a bunch of different things. And what's interesting about this is it's a bit of a gamble, but instead of staying in one particular niche of animation, they're trying to make the channel itself its own niche. We've talked about it before, which can be difficult. However, since this is so unusual, it might work. Whereas it's not so much a specific type of animation, like any other situation. If this was like a review channel for cartoons or something, we would say stay in the same niche because people are going to want to come back to the same type of cartoon. But since the actual point of this channel is the actual in-depth nature of each thing, the actual hook of this channel is the video series topic itself. So I'm curious to see where this goes. This could be one of those channels that just takes off out of nowhere at some point, because I think it's a really cool concept.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
When I was looking at the channel before, I love the idea of the philosophy of whatever program they're looking at. The concern from my point of view is how searchable might that title be specifically, and I was wondering if maybe you can approach the topic in a different way. Go ahead, Travis.
Well, but the thing is this isn't something that someone's going to search for anyway. This is
true.
This is a play at browse and suggested.
Yeah. I can appreciate that.
For someone who's already got watch history of these particular type of cartoons and is interested in more information that they're not going to search for. I think this is actually, for this type of content, you almost have to do it this way. The one thing you would look at as far as search intent goes is the interest. Like, is there interest in these particular cartoons? I would use it for that rather than trying to make the videos themselves searchable, because most people aren't going to search for that sort of thing.
So presumably, again, when we think about traffic source, Travis, this channel, fingers crossed, we'll be getting traffic from browse and suggested, which in a long-term play is exactly where you want to be. but sometimes the traction there can be a little slow to begin with. And I do still sometimes think about if you are moving from a program to a program, say from Bugs Bunny to Lilo and Stitch, sometimes the YouTube discovery recommendation system just doesn't quite get the connection there, and sometimes it doesn't share that piece of content to the viewer, even if I've watched something in the past. But that's just a challenge of a channel right now. I've just sorted by most popular to see if there's any themes here in particular. And I'm not seeing a theme of, other than Tom and Jerry appears there twice, and the Bugs Bunny one. But then the philosophy of Wonder Egg Priority Explained, I have no idea what that is. It looks like
and it's one of their newer videos. It's the newest one that's the most kind of popular, so that says something.
Do you think there's any there's an argument for, if like they do have a video that performs well for a particular program or cartoon, they can revisit it? Or do you think that's not really the nature of a channel? They are literally...
I think what you could do, the angle could be that you take the comments from the previous video and that, do a kind of reaction to that, or talk about what people say about that, because inevitably videos like this, again, are also magnets for comments. And that does give you the opportunity, especially if one takes off, to do kind of reading the comments from this video type thing and see how that goes.
I can imagine for this point in the creator's journey where they have like approaching 3,000 subscribers, it must be very frustrating to have a video like this get 8,000 views, and then everything subsequent, probably, even though you're probably putting in the same amount of research, filming, editing, it's just not kicking off in the same way. I mean, let's just explore this one a little bit in terms of its discovery. Maybe we can find something out here, like did it pop a number of days after it went live? If my tool's going to work, come on. Get the stats working. There we go. So it had a relatively good start, and then it just
it stayed solid for a while, which is interesting. So it kind of found, and it's overperforming for their channel size, for their channel specifically.
Let's just have a final discussion about the thumbnails. Do you think these are like just phenomenal, really good? Wouldn't really change them in any way, or does the philosophy of, is it a little distracting, or is it good?
I think they're all stylistically good. Again, I think it also has to do with the mood you're trying to kind of get across in some of these. And I wouldn't say it's dark, but it's definitely serious, which I would imagine the philosophy of video would be. So for me, it looks in line with what I would expect. I'm better than the previous ones that I can see. As we scroll down a little bit. Like these later ones are really good.
But consistent throughout. Very high quality from the first video that they published, generally speaking. But I'm interested in them, even though they are somewhat more basic. Although they are a lot older, the view counts are a little higher. I'm just wondering if there might be something in there a little bit in the click-through rate. Like maybe these are a little too stylized, a little too fancy. I don't know. We're just throwing ideas at the wall here, hoping that something can help and stick for this channel. But that is the meaning of nerd, a very impressive one there. And I think this is the point in the live stream where we go to memes of the week. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks, but I think we have to bring it back for this week. And if for only one reason, this is your opportunity to take a screenshot of me right now and then turn it into a meme. And yes, there is only one place we can go this week, and it's here. So if you want to take screenshots of this, I'm sure Jonk will do something in half an hour relating to this. And we'll look forward to these on Twitter, and maybe we'll pick one to audit on a live stream in around about half an hour. Let's move on to the next channel, though. And we are going to go with Mrs. Nightmare. So I'm going to hand this one off to, I think, Jeff. You pre-selected this one, but also Howard. Love to hear your thoughts on this one. What are we looking at here?
Switch it over there, Rob.
Thanks, Travis. Thanks.
So yeah, we got Mrs. Nightmare, new videos every week. Looks like they are doing horror stories, maybe some creepypasta stuff. So that's what it looks like. One of the things that I would love to know, though, from that channel banner is exactly what they're doing. Like, is it, are they giving us their thoughts about them? Are they just reading? Is it like story time? So exactly what's going on. So, here we go. But yeah, I mean, I guess they tell us in the about section.
Yeah. So this is what I often do, Jeff. It's like, what's the channel about? Let's go into the about section. All right, we've got a sentence here. Now take that sentence and turn it into a 5 or 6 word quirky value proposition and then get it on your channel banner.
Yep.
Because we're doing this because we're doing some research, but the average viewer is not going to take the time to figure this out, are they? They want to know from the channel banner, or they're not going to get it instantly anyway.
Yeah, as soon as they land on the channel, they want to know exactly what it's about. So, but that's really what's going on. What attracted me to this is because there is actually a massive channel that does something similar called Mr. Nightmare.
Oh.
So in the millions of subscribers. So that's why I thought, oh wait, this looks pretty familiar. I don't know if it's just somebody who is doing a similar theme and a similar look, or maybe if they're different, if they're different people, whatever might be going on, or maybe it's the same owner, who knows. But there is a massive channel that does something similar.
It's interesting because I think the thumbnails on Mrs. Nightmare's channel are way better than these.
I was just about to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are really good. The only what I like about them is the fact that they're keeping it simple with the thumbnails. They're keeping it to usually less than 5 words, which I like. The one thing I don't like usually is the weird scripting on some of it, and I get it. I like this one where it says we created a demon. I like that they used regular bold text and then they put demon in the more different text, the more stylized stuff. So that's something that I definitely like to see. But keeping it simple, keeping the text big and bold. And one of the things I noticed is when I was looking at their channel on my mobile device is that the thumbnails still worked. So this is something that I really like to see. I think the only thing here could be because they don't have a ton of videos on their channel yet. So I'm not sure. I know they just uploaded a video very, very recently, but it looks like they might be doing maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. So I'm hoping to see that they stay consistent and kind of keep it going, because in the short amount of time, or at least for the short amount of videos that they have, they're at 443 subscribers. Yeah. So they are doing fairly well. So I like what I'm seeing. And also, as an example, one of the things that I do personally on my own channel, their thumbnails, they're putting the red stroke around them to kind of tie them all together along with the red text. Mm-hmm. So this is something that it's like a stylistic choice, but I got a lot of respect for it. So
yeah, they're taking it even further on this one, where they're actually turning it on like blood rolling down the thumbnail, which is cute. There are some shorts in here as well. I see they're experimenting a little bit with there. I saw it by most popular because I was wondering, maybe again I'm going back to the search concept here, and how searchable are some of these videos. And these creepy 2-sentence horror stories, I feel as if this is a theme that they're trying to pick up on, which is doing okay right now. But when they specifically covered a story that was probably well known, I don't personally know anything about Melody Brown, I think that maybe gives them a little bit of a push in terms of search, whereas the other ones perhaps maybe not quite as searchable. But given my lack of knowledge in this area, I could be wrong about this. Howard, what are your thoughts on this channel?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Rob. As far as like the searchable content, like these definitely are the titles that they use, and the ones that have more views definitely have searchable titles compared to the other ones. And I feel like for this type of channel, they could put their clickbait keywords, things that would stop the scroll, on their actual thumbnail, and also in the beginning of their title, and do a compound title where they would use the keywords on the back end and then the clickbait title in the front. So I think that would really work for this channel.
All right, then. That is Mrs. Nightmare. Hopefully you can maybe do a collab with Mr. Nightmare. Although,
if I could jump in quick to follow up just on something we had discussed last week. 2-sentence stories or 2-sentence horror stories. Another big thing on Reddit, has its own subreddit. And what we talked about last week is if you can bring some sort of value to a community that's already talking about what you're doing, whether that's taking some of the stories that people are submitting and turning them into a video, or submitting your ideas in some way, and then also, you know, being able to say, hey, you know, I made a channel about this, I do, you know, similar stuff, not in a way that you're just directly posting your link into the subreddit, but becoming a valued member of the community. There is a, you know, big number of eyeballs of people who are already interested in this content, and would be a good place for you to, you know, look at ways that you can provide value and become parts of those communities.
I'm just looking here. Yeah, I suspect that they may be trying to do stuff in Reddit. This one has, well, not really much going on there, but as you say, this does feel like a potential Reddit community to tap into, as long as you do it ethically, especially in Reddit, in the Reddit world. Let's move on to the next channel then. We haven't had a cubing channel for a while, but yeah, let's have a look at JF Cubing. And they have nearly 750 subscribers. And I'm going to just open up the floor to all of you, if who wants to chime in on this one first.
We love cubing channels here on the audit stream. We haven't done one of these in a minute. I'm trying to remember what are most of the cubing channels we've done. A lot of them are how-tos. And then we had a couple, I think, speed cubings as well.
And reviews of different cubes generally.
Right. So I'm unclear like why there would be a Miss the Rage type beat. So that's a type beat thing. That's a completely different thing. And then the channel recently. But everything else about the channel, let's see, favorite cubes, 2020 review. Okay, yeah, so he's reviewing different cube types. Grow a cubing channel on YouTube. That's interesting.
I was going to say, why don't we just watch this for 13 minutes? I'm like, where's your channel audit?
Exactly. And then there's everything you need to know. I love that. I love the little breakout of the cube. That's kind of cool. Versus always does well over time, so that's going to do well for sure. Yeah, I would do reviews, how-tos, and kind of in-depths of the different cubes, just based on this particular channel and what's working on it. The unboxings are working. Like, yeah, I mean, they kind of have a pretty good idea of what to do, but if just looking at what's working, I would double down on some of these kind of review and maybe even like some solves of the newer cubes and stuff, so people can see what it would be like to solve these newer cubes. That way you have a couple of options. Yeah,
so the top, well, this nice row here of videos, Travis, look like they're all reviews. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there is a way to follow up on those reviews, whether it be the versus.
Well, you always do for any product review. You should always have it like at least like 2 or 3 videos. So you have the initial unboxing, a review of versus is 3 at the very least, and then you also have things like 3 weeks later or whatever. But when it comes to like the cubing thing, I would do the initial unboxing / review, have a really in-depth review, and it can be 2 videos or 1. It's up to you. The versus of other against one other top cube. And then do what Jeff does, do a best of at a price range, do like 3 or 4 at a time, and then maybe one more where you're actually taking one of these cubes and messing it up and then solving it, so that people, even though most of these are the same, still doing it anyway, just for the click in, and then during that video tell people about the review of it and how it feels different and that sort of thing, and entice them to watch other videos on your channel.
Thumbnails, do you think we're good with the thumbnails, or still a little bit of work to be done?
Depending on the subject, like unboxing, I think you should show a more classic unboxing. I like that. Like I said, I like the review, everything you need to know, where it's kind of broken apart. I think that's really cool because it implies a couple things like everything you need to know, and you're just breaking it apart. And so I think there's something cool about that. But I think everyone can always work on thumbnails, right? That's always a thing. Look and see what else the thought leaders in your niche are doing, and try to see what's working for them, and try to come up with your own version of that. Some of these are good, and some of them just need a little bit of work. That's all.
Yeah, just look at. Maybe this one is quite a certain use of text and a style of showing the cube, and then this one, again, it has its merits, but it's a completely different style. So we're losing a bit of inconsistency there through the cubing journey. Any other thoughts from the rest of the crew here?
One thing I was going to say about his thumbnails when you sort it for most popular is I did notice, I was trying to figure out before when we were looking at it as a whole, like all of them, I'd be like, I wonder which ones do best, the ones with his face in it or ones that didn't have his face in it.
Yeah.
When you sort by popular, it looks like the ones without.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good observation. That I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, and I'm a prime example of how that works in your favor.
Of course, the cube is a hero. We would generally say for a cubing channel. And the last thing I would say is, hey, you've just got 2 more subscribers since we've been auditing your channel. You got very healthy view counts here. Like everything is at subscriber level or more, which is very encouraging. So the next thing I would be saying is that there's a slight lack of consistency on perhaps not enough content. It looks like you're doing it maybe once every 2 weeks. Is there an opportunity here to add a bit more content if possible? Because clearly when you publish, your current audience watches, and it stands to reason that if you publish more content, they're going to continue to watch whilst YouTube finds more of an audience because you're supplying more content to be watched. So that will be interesting there. That is JF Cubing. I do want to end with, I've actually tried to get into cubing. I bought a Rubik's Cube, which is a Bluetooth one. And so it tells you how to solve it, but it also teaches you how to do a Rubik's Cube. And now I'm discovering for the first time just how complicated and difficult it is, learning the algorithms. It's taken me weeks just to do like one side, and I still haven't done the whole thing. So hopefully at some point in the future, I'm going to be able to come on to one of his live streams and just pick up the Rubik's Cube and do that and complete it. Anyway, that's my personal story into cubing. What was that, Travis?
So I'm ready to see it.
All right. Well, we'll see. Next channel we're going to look at is... No, we've already done that one. Just checking where we are. Let's talk about Discord, Daniel. What's going on in Discord these days?
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who don't know, Discord is a chat server, a chat community that's essentially open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it gives you essentially unlimited access to this community where you can come and post your ideas, post your thumbnails, post your channel banners, do everything that you would want to get feedback on or have other creators look at. Because we have just past 7,000 members on our Discord community.
Nice.
And that's 7,000 people who are in a very similar position as you. They're starting their YouTube channel. They're growing their YouTube channel. Some of them have had some success, and they are very welcoming and very interested in helping out newcomers who are interested in being genuine members of the community. And one of the ways that we try and give back every single week is that I choose a member of the community who I see is being really engaged, is giving helpful feedback, is posting their thumbnails, and is really, being a genuine part of the community and being a type of person that we'd want to, use as a model for the rest of us. And we give them a free channel audit every single week. So similar to the Twitter contest that, we do every week. Every week we have a Discord winner as well. And it's another opportunity for you to get an audit, but really it's a way for you to connect with members of this community and people who are very much like-minded like you.
And the channel we have chosen today, congratulations, by the way, Dan, on 7,000 members. I know you've been working at that hard throughout the year, so really good stuff. Fingers crossed, maybe we can hit 10K by the end of the year. That'd be something really big to celebrate, along with, fingers crossed, 1 million subscribers as well. So Dragonic X, I hope I'm pronouncing it somewhere right. I'm getting a gaming vibe here. Although, as Jeff may often point out, the value proposition, whilst it does include some gaming references, I don't know if you're a shooting channel or a Minecraft channel. And then when I go to the games themselves, I'm seeing stuff from everywhere. I'm seeing some Fortnite trailers, some Minecraft stuff, so an MCU tier list as well. So for me, the first thing I would be looking at here is your channel focus. You have one standout video right here. Although it is a short, presumably, it's got 20,000 views. And that is surely something to look at in terms of also having these teaser trailers. I don't know if these are official teaser trailers or if you've done some sort of mashup or change to it. You say official. It's a short video, though. Is this a short as well? I'm intrigued to look, or is it long form content? Okay, that maybe is just an official trailer. Does anybody need to see an official trailer from your channel? I'm not quite sure. I'd like to see something unique and original that sets your channel apart, as opposed to something that I could probably get off GameSpot or IGN. But again, my interpretation might be wrong. This is how I'm judging your channel on first impressions and how many others will. Those are my sort of first takes, but I welcome the floor to submit their thoughts as well.
Well, I think it's important to note that obviously we're not watching this this stuff, but regardless of, say, potential copyright things, is that you want to make sure you're adding value to any of these things. So if you're putting a teaser trailer out there, or putting Minecraft videos or Marvel videos, these are super competitive spaces. So what are you doing to separate yourselves from them? If it's a teaser trailer on Fortnite theories, are you going above and beyond with the editing? Or you trailer you can find for some of the interesting clips, and maybe you can freeze them and point things out or break down what you expect to see? Or is it just you putting some music behind the trailer and playing it that way? These are very competitive spaces. It's very hard to grow when so many people are making making similar videos. So you need to find a specific focus. Which of these are you really interested in? Is it straight Fortnite? Is it how-to stuff in Fortnite? Is it the Minecraft stuff? Is it the tier listing stuff? Pick sort of a lane. You're welcome to experiment with them and see which ones either previously or going forward are kind of getting you the most views and the most engagement. But I think you're definitely hurting yourself by jumping around to too many of these things. And then again, coming back to my original point, make sure that you're providing a lot of value to people, because even when you pick one of these niches, I can't say that word anymore, you are going to be in a very competitive space, and you need to figure out a way for your channel to stand out.
I think this is an example of a channel which is a gaming channel having fun on the games that they play, which is quite similar to the channel that we saw at the very beginning of this audit live stream when they were focusing on Grand Theft Auto 5. So I would recommend this channel. Go to, I think, was it Mattaiyoh, and look at their channel and see why they are having success, having fun playing their game, if that's what you want to do. Because the other approach to this, as Dan C and I always preach every week, is think about providing value in terms of tutorials. But I know not every gamer wants to do that. So hopefully lots of things to take on board there about where you want to go with your channel focus there. And that is the Dragonic X.
that buying Minecraft thumbnail, that 20K view video, that looks like, when I saw that thumbnail, I'm like, that looks like it should be on the vidIQ channel. Like that thumbnail just screamed vidIQ at
You
me.
are right. Yeah, it's got the same. I don't know what you call these, like the zoom outline and the blue background. Yeah. You're not far wrong there, Jeff. Good observation. Let's move on to the next channel, which is going to be Philip Obosi. Hope I pronounced your name correctly there. And I think this is one that Howard, you picked beforehand. So what are we looking at here? And first of all, congratulations on cracking 100 subscribers there.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed with your channel, Philip, is it says weekly videos for creators by creators. This stood out to me because you definitely look like a creator in your banner. So shout out to you. But I noticed that there wasn't a video every week. Like, you're promising this to your audience and to your subscribers, and yet alone you haven't even been consistent. The channel started about 3 months ago? Yeah, I believe 3 months ago, and you have about how many videos? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they just haven't been consistent. So that's the first thing I noticed when I came onto this channel. Yeah.
And title-wise, it looks like they're trying to tap into the mindset of, I assume, creators. Although it feels like there's a broader look at things here. It's not just about creators, because when I think about creators, I'm thinking specifically about YouTube channels. But this feels more about almost how do I put this, like productivity and entrepreneurial approach here.
Yeah, I definitely think he could use some long tail keywords for titles, more searchable titles, so that he can definitely get those views up. for his videos because they're very vague, like you said. So it's like, I'm not going to say that one, but being multi-talented is, that one too. When it feels like you're not growing, when it feels like you're not growing from what?
Yes, exactly. Because without the channel banner, you don't know what this could be about, like in terms of it could be about anything really. It could be about being a musician, or it could be about financially speaking, mental wellness. It could go off in many directions.
Yeah.
Just to jump in here quick, because I did take a chance to look at the channel quickly. The one thing I would point out is that audio quality can be super important, and especially sort of in videos like this. So if you look at that, the episode 01 video they have there, obviously you could see the microphone is right there, and that is consistent throughout the video, has really good audio quality. You could really hear what he's saying. The rest of these videos, there's a bit of a music overlay in the background. He's obviously much more distant from the microphone, whether or not it's straight from the camera or this XLR microphone that he has in the one video. And I think the audio quality really suffers there. So especially if you're trying to get sort of motivational, inspirational content that's not like, greatly visual in aspects of it, it's more sort of meditative. I think the audio quality is going to come into a big play. And I don't think you should be afraid to have your microphone, in the shot. Easy for me to say as my microphone is sitting right here. But I think, in order to up the quality of the audio game here, I think you should definitely play around with that, and feel free to keep the microphone in the shot if it's really going to improve the output of the quality of the content.
It's interesting that you talk about microphones, Dan, because I've always been very sensitive to having my microphone in view, so I always have it just off of frame. So it does impede the quality a little bit. And then I was watching, Travis, one of your recent videos, I think something about returning an iPad Pro, and you just had no shame or anything about putting a microphone front and center. And I was thinking, you know what? Yeah, it doesn't impede the video quality or anything. Well, it improves the video quality, and it's not distracting having that microphone there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thing that's been coming up in my niche. Everyday Dad also recently started doing this. He actually had a kind of he was talking his thought process through on Twitter a couple months ago, and just decided to start putting it in the scene, because it doesn't really matter. It kind of makes you look more professional. And to be honest, the end result is the audio is better, and that's what really matters. So yeah.
Well, thank you, Dan, for jumping into the videos and picking out that. I think generally we all agree as creators that if there's one thing you want to improve first, it's your audio quality, because I get that touches your senses more than at something visual in a video. And when you have bad audio, that can be a real detraction from the content itself. So
I went the same route.
We're thinking here more consistent content, as you pointed out here, Howard, focusing a little bit more on the titles and maybe being a bit more specific sometimes, and improving the audio quality. So that is Philip Obosi there with your channel. And I think, Travis, this was one that you picked. And just when I look at the channel banner, I was thinking, is this a Grand Theft Auto gaming channel? Just from the cartoonized version of the channel banner. But it's not, is it? It's something a little different.
Yeah, he does like movie reviews and stuff, which is kind of fun. Of course, no spoilers, very important. For no spoiler reviews, you're going to get more. I think you're going to get more viewership from that. For people who have maybe want to understand if the movie is worth watching or TV show is worth watching without having it spoiled. So that's good that he put in no spoilers like that. He does multiple types of movies. They're not like, some of them are kind of some scary stuff, but then not so much. It's weird because there's a couple of them in there look almost like he's going into a suspense or something type movie review channel, but then there's other videos that have nothing to do with it. But James Silent Bob Strike Back is just a comedy. It's just straight up comedy. And if you scroll down further, you can notice that he actually did like Mortal Kombat when it came out, which was great, did very well for him. And then just some random like Jet Li and some Justice League. So he's doing, and you can see the evolution of the channel over the last even just couple of months. Even if you look at it, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it looked like he was experimenting with shorts for a while. They didn't work. Nothing wrong with that. You tested it. It doesn't work for your channel. Move on. So I applaud you for taking a the plunge and seeing if it would work.
Yeah, and I think the idea behind the channel is good. I mean, there's nothing. The only thing that's kind of there's nothing that takes it to the next level that makes it completely unique. In other words, there are tons of movie review channels.
Yes.
Even with no spoiler, it would be interesting if you could find that one thing that made it so unique that the only place you could get the content is this channel.
Yeah, what defines A-Town reviews as something that I can't get anywhere else, and you don't immediately get that vibe. I think it's almost because you're covering so many different types of movies. Do you run the risk of being a jack of all trades and a master of none?
Yeah, like I just thought, I don't know why I thought this is so random, and it's not that this person can take advantage of this, but can you imagine how fast a channel would blow up if it was a movie review channel by a blind person?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just unusual. Like I could see a channel like that doing well. Obviously, don't try to make yourself blind to make this channel successful. But I mean, that's kind of what I'm talking about. If you want that kind of next level kind of growth, you need to have something really unusual that sticks out in some way. And if it's not, you're niching down and just doing horror or suspense movies, you got to do it in a way like that's. I mean, think about what I think there's drunk history was another thing. They took two things that have nothing to do with each other, and they reviewed history, which sounds boring on its surface, but then did it drunk, and that makes it interesting. So well, I mean, and again, not saying you should get drunk, but think about things that make it unusual.
We have an example of this during this live stream, the meaning of nerd. They're taking an alternative approach to what looked to be cartoon animations, finding out the philosophy underneath what looks to ostensibly be a child's cartoon, and trying to find maybe the deeper meaning of it. And again, as you said, Travis, I'm not saying that you should go that route, but is there something in these movie reviews that is unique? Because right now, when we look at it on the surface, it's just another film reviewer, isn't it? And there's nothing wrong with that to begin with. But as you start to develop an understanding of your audience and you get more comfortable as a reviewer, surely you're starting to build up a personality and unique aspects that you can feature in.
Here's something he can do already, and he's already doing it without even knowing it. The vast majority of these videos are 4 minutes or under. So just call it the 4-minute movie review. Ah,
interesting.
And now he doesn't even have to change anything. He's literally already doing it. There's a couple just over 4 minutes, so you just trim them up a little bit, and now you at least have some type of hook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that as an idea. Good stuff, Travis. So that is A-Town reviews. Unless anybody's got any further thoughts, shall we move on? Then let's move on. This next part of the live stream is where we just do some shout-outs. Now, this doesn't disqualify you from being picked in the random section, which is coming up very, very soon, but we just want to acknowledge as many people as possible who submit channels for audit every single week. And so it's basically saying hello to the channel, maybe picking out one thing, something that comes up. And Dan, I'm going to throw this to you first. Who are we saying hello to here?
Absolutely. We're saying hi to Genetic FPS, 1.68 thousand subscribers. Congrats on that. Maybe not the most appealing banner. So if we're going to,
it's different. It's different.
And so, I mean, there's some style to that, but maybe, now's the time to sort of upgrade it or to add a little bit more of some inside jokes or something to it. Just because now you're growing, you're going to be probably seeing a lot of new viewers come to the territory. So you do want to give them, a little bit of insight into you, but congratulations on all the success, FPS in the name. And it seems like you're sticking with that and doing, all first-person shooter games, and maybe very specifically like weapons and reviews and sort of the content around which specific weapons you should be using or shouldn't be using. I can't tell if this is one specific game.
So I think the niche I understood from this is that it's Roblox Bad Business, so presumably that's one of the mods, but I think also they're focusing on the aiming capabilities of these guns. I just picked up a little bit in each of the titles, and so that's like super niche, but it's really working.
And we talk about that, especially with Roblox channels, because it's such a diverse game. There are so many different mods to it. There are so many different modes to it. You do really want to find something specific that you can latch onto and find a community that you can build around. And this is the perfect example of that. They took one specific mod and they took one specific aspect of that mod, the guns and how they're aiming and how best to use them. And they're running with it and building a community, and then can eventually spread out from there.
And some interesting, unique thumbnail designs there as well. Jeff, say hello to
Title Productions. So impacting the world with the power of video. I like that. They're hitting you with the slogan right away, so I'm liking it. 933 subscribers, so they're well on their way to the 1,000 subscriber milestone. So glad to see that. Looks like they kind of have a clue of what they're doing here. So let's see here. And I am liking their thumbnails, man. Like, this is Leo. This is Nor. This is Paul. Like, very just straight to the point. So I love what I'm seeing here so far, man. And big shout out to them.
So here's a question I would ask. Why should I care? I'm just going to ask that as a question in terms of the thumbnails and the titles. Because you've missed something here, Jeff, but I did as well until I went into the About section where I picked up, where is it? This section here. And I just think,
Ooh.
you know, minority backgrounds and people with disabilities helping them get into film production. I feel as if you miss such a huge value proposition to really connect with a specific audience, because otherwise it feels a bit more like just a general film channel, film production channel. So, because you've talked about this, Jeff, you know, getting a value proposition front and center. You like what they've got, but I think there's more to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's something that they definitely should lean on 100%. If they're bringing that different angle to it, then absolutely you want to, if this is something that's more unique about your channel, then yeah, you definitely want to make sure that that is up front and center, so that people know that this is what they're going to get from you.
All right, the next shout out is going to be from me, I think. I'm going to say hello to Short Reviews. I think we've had this person mingling around on comments on the channel and in the live streams pretty frequently. So, hey, Shorts Reviews. And what's interesting here is that I think you call yourself Short Reviews, and I think some of your most popular videos are shorts from Among Us, which is fantastic, and they're getting tens of thousands of views, or they were. But very recently, you've done a complete about face, and now you're doing 7-hour live streams. And how is your audience reacting to that is the question. Do you feel as if it's the right way forward for you? Is Among Us popularity dying? Is that causing you some challenges? So there's definitely been a channel pivot here to almost all live streams, and I just hope that's working out for you on your channel. All right, Howard, I hope you've got an understanding of what we're doing here. If you just want to shout out this channel, if you can.
Yes, indeedy. Shout out to Spotty Paws. I love that banner. It's different, but I'm like, why is that there? But it makes sense. Spotty Paws. It looks like this is a pets channel. Welcome to Sean. This is the thing with is that the full name? Yes, maybe Shan. So yeah, it looks like a Dalmatian. So that definitely tells me why the banner is those type of spots. So because there's a few of them, but then there's some other puppies. Bobby vaccinations. Interesting. I would definitely add some proposition to the banner though. Type of title, words, just so that we know exactly what this channel is about. If I do come across your video and search, or come across this video on my homepage and I visit the channel, I want to know exactly when I come on the channel what I'm going to get if I'm choosing to subscribe or not.
And Travis, you have got...
you got me, AW Gamer. Why you gotta give me one of those?
A Kwai, yeah. Let's go with that.
Let's go with that. And then we let's see. We got a little bit of everything. Some anime stuff, some Brawl Stars, Mr. Beast stuff. Oh, okay. There's the 1.10 Kumo comment. Of course, that's someone trying to get Mr. Beast to comment on their video thing. A little bit of everything, and then some stuff in shorts. I don't know what they were doing 10 months ago, doing some interesting things back then.
Yeah, text heavy thumbnails, it looked like 10 months ago. So maybe a bit of channel focus required here, but it looks as if you're starting to focus down on Brawl Stars there. And the final one is going to be Oddities Observed. This looks like another horror stories channel, maybe true scary stories, unexplained phenomena. Again, some really high quality thumbnails. And I was just looking at that one and it just made me go, woof, the thumbnail there. But again, it looks as if when you're focusing on particular stories, horror stories that maybe have some history and some searchability, the videos perform really well. I'm always curious about these channels or as to whether or not they get restricted because of the nature of the content. And that can always be a challenge. So I'm just going to sort by most popular. Is there any particular themes that you can look at here? Yeah, it looks as if every time you cover a famous scary story of some kind, the videos perform very well. So that could be your particular niche there. So that is Oddities Observed. As I say, we may pick these channels out randomly later on anyway, where we'll do a full audit. All right, we are over an hour into the live stream, but before I forget, because I kind of had done for the last hour, let's just officially welcome Howard to the vidIQ family as one of our partners. And so, Howard, I just wanted to give you the floor for a moment and tell us like who you are and what you're doing here with vidIQ.
Absolutely. My name is Howard. I have a YouTube channel called Howard Bunga, which came from my name, but then people used to call me that in elementary school and middle school just because it flowed well. But then someone said that I was a ninja because I did so much. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I was going to school, working, and I would just get it all done. So people were like, dang, how did you do it? I'm like, because I'm a ninja. So I played around with the wording. So
is this all related back to, sorry if you don't mind me asking, is this all related back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because because I always thought it was like similar to Cowabunga, and then you said ninja, and I thought, it must be something to do with that then.
Yes. Yep. And then I call my subscribers ninjas because we just ninjas. We getting it done. I do beauty, fashion, and lifestyle on my channel. And I also have a YouTube tips series, and that's only because when I started my channel about a year ago, so my channel is about a year old, so I'm rising with the rest of you all, and I started to be on the platform called Clubhouse, and Clubhouse is an audio only app where you just, I think of it as like LinkedIn meets like Instagram or podcast, and they put it all in one, and you get to network with different people on this app. So I would go to these rooms looking for information because they have rooms that you go to listen in. And I found myself ended up on stage and then just introducing myself, and I kind of grew like a community on there. And then people will start asking me questions. So that's when I started to do my YouTube tips series on my channel. And then that's when also my sister JJ and I, shout out to JJ, we started the Clubhouse Rising YouTuber Club. So we have our own club there. Definitely, if y'all get on Clubhouse, I'm telling you, you learn a lot. There's a lot of other creators with a larger audience, large subscriber base that come on there and drop free gems, y'all, free gems. So it's a great platform to be on. And the way I became a part of the vidIQ team is because they found us, they found my sister and I on Clubhouse, and we just worked together and worked with one another in a Clubhouse room. So my sister and I were admins of the vidIQ space, which is Talking YouTube by vidIQ on Clubhouse. And we admin on there with Viper as well. So
I think we go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday currently on Clubhouse.
Yeah, I think Jeff and I are on Thursday night, as a matter of fact, teaching you how to collab with larger channels.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, awesome.
And there's a lot of people on that one.
Cool. So join us for that. And so thank you and welcome, Howard. And let's carry on with the live stream channel audits now. And I'm gonna do the risk here. Here we go. So this is what's going to happen here now, folks. Is you're going to see lots of weird images of me basically holding a silver play button of some kind. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, it's not a bad one to start off with there. Thank you, Tanner Animations. Good one there. It kind of feels like that at this point. I'm not going to lie. I've been doing this now for what? 3.5 years, so I must be up to about 2,000 or 3,000 channel audits. Not to the level, of course, that Jeff and Travis do with their really detailed ones. What is that? Who is that? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that character, I must admit. What have we got here? Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to lie about that. I am making fake play buttons basically there. That is somewhat true. Hopefully we can do that. I think we're guessing around October time that we're going to do that. Oh, look, somebody has turned it into a gold play button. Oh, look at that. Somebody's done good work there.
That's a good one.
Good one. How many is that then? Is that 1 billion?
That's generic FPS. We already did their channel, but that's cool.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. Yeah, I'm just waiting there. Yeah, all fairly good ones. And then, you see, the funny thing is about that is I did a YouTube story this morning, and I didn't realize that it was going to flip the camera, and so I got P subscribers on my YouTube story this morning. Pretty frustrating. And, of course, there's always one. There's always one. Okay, I guess I need to pick one of these. So then we're just going back into last week.
You can't beat that, man. I mean,
it's that one. That's the one I think is
incredible.
Anyway.
That's what I've ever seen, I think.
Anyway. I think I got to be honest. I laughed at this one the most. So Maddax, if you've got, you see, you haven't put your channel, so I can't choose your channel, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to pick another one. I know that's going to be really frustrating, and maybe I should have reminded people to add their channels to them. So which one? I kind of like this one as well, the 3D Flick. So let's take a look at 3D Flick. Connecting to people via 3D art. There you go, Jeff. You got a value proposition right there for this one. They have 300 subscribers.
Finally.
So what are we looking at here?
Not sure. Well, actually, I'm thinking that this is. I've seen channels like this where they're using a 3D pen to do artwork. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with the 3D pen. It's like a 3D printing pen. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this because I've got a VR headset, so I have practiced a little bit with creating art within VR. So that's very 3D. But you can actually do this with a pen now. Is it like just making almost like a glue pen?
Yeah, you might have to click in just to take a look and see kind of how it works. But it's almost like a pen. Like people do it to like repair different gadgets, things like that. And there's also people who are doing artwork with it.
Okay. So they've managed to, I guess, draw that 3-dimensionally with a pen.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I get the premise. Is this channel doing a good enough job promoting this style of content?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. So that's where we have to kind of see if there's a lot of people doing this. I'm not familiar with the niche. I'm just familiar with like the 3D pens on a very rudimentary level.
Yeah.
But not sure how much room there is or what the ceiling is for this type of a channel on YouTube. Looks like they did try some shorts, and the shorts seem to do okay from the looks of it.
And they tried to tie it into popular culture and themes, making Avengers stuff, which I think tended to perform a little better. I think you're right, Jeff, in that this is a point where we as new visitors to this space need to maybe do a bit of research into how creators kind of do this type of thing.
Yeah. But tying into popularity is smart. I mean, right now, what would have been hot to do would be like Loki's helmet or something,
Yeah.
But that's something you can always take advantage of, those types of trends to try to get pulled into suggested, if at all possible.
Now then, are you just ranking here because I've now got a preference to your channel 3D Flick, or are you actually ranking? Because what I've done is I've searched by the last week just to see if there's any popularity on a regular basis. And it looks as if it's not a huge niche really for smaller channels. I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing obviously the big craft channels occasionally creating content, and they're always going to perform well. But channels with a smaller subscriber size, I'm not really seeing big traction. Yeah, but the view counts don't seem particularly big. So does the pitch need to be a little different, perhaps?
Maybe, showing the art, and I'm assuming that they're showing how to use it because I see how to use a 3D pen.
Yeah.
So that might be something where I'm not sure if they're doing full-on tutorials, but that is something that you can also help people. If it's tutorial, like, the different techniques around how to create things with it, which 3D pens are better than others, tools of the trade, tips and tricks, things like that might be stuff to lean into. So this is definitely something that you can help people with. Whenever it comes to like art channels and this type of thing, I usually try to steer them towards going after the biggest audience, which is the beginner. So going after people who are just starting out on their journey with whatever type of art or whatever it might be, can be helpful for you to start gaining some traction on that channel.
Sorted by most popular to see if there's any trends. This one just seems like a really striking thumbnail to me for some reason. When you have like a model of something and then just having a bit of text to clarify how this has been created. I mean, usually we would say maybe you want the tool or the implement in the thumbnail as well, but I feel as if this works just as well in that sense. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts from anyone else, or are we good to move on?
No, nothing specific, but I think, we always talk about, channels like this can struggle because it's hard to find certain things in these communities, and it's very competitive within things. So always look for, things that are trending, things that are, big in pop culture. Artistic channels always have sort of that ability where they can copy some of the, most famous things that are going on. And obviously, something like Loki, which, just came out last week, is coming out every single week. There are definitely different ways that you can play with that. And as movies are rolling back and TV shows are rolling back and comic books come out, these are all different avenues for you to gain some search volume and to bring people to your channel that may not have seen it otherwise.
So there's potential there, Jeff. Yeah, but no one else has really tried to draw 3D pen draw a Loki prop in the last couple of months. So that could be something to maybe try. Let's move on then to the random portion of this live stream. So as we say, every week we get hundreds of submissions, occasionally thousands. And we have this week around about 770 channel submissions between non-gaming and gaming channels. So we just need to adjust the count here to make sure that we include every channel potentially to be selected. We go into the picker. We pull out a number, and that is the channel we audit. We take it to the form, we type it in here, and then we bring this channel up and we take a look at it. So we're going a little blind into all of these channels. Let's see what we've got. All right, I guess I should go with this one because I probably know more about soccer than everyone else, unless somebody is a huge soccer fan. This is Bobby's FN. The hashtag is actually in reference to some American owners of a football club in Manchester, and the fans absolutely hate those owners and they want them out. Dan, for reference to you, the Glazers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well.
Yes.
And I think they tried to turn Manchester United into a franchise as well, which has not gone down very well. Anyway, back to the channel. You're doing something very intelligent here, which is to follow the big soccer tournament that's going on right now, which is Euro 2021. And looks as if you're taking quite a few angles to this. You're looking at the predictions of the matches themselves, but you also have a fantasy team that you're playing with as well, which is all good. So I think following the trends is really good. What I will say is that maybe the thumbnails need a bit of work, just as an example here. Perhaps not showing your entire squad, but maybe one person from that squad and maybe the value of them or how many points have been generated. And then here, I just think the numbers are a bit small, and you've got many elements going on here in terms of text and then flags and people in the bottom right-hand corner. So general advice thumbnail-wise would be simplify, but I like the fact that you're trying to really follow up on what's going on right now in the soccer universe. Any other thoughts here? I mean, the looks as if they're a Premier League. Oh no, they've done some German stuff from the German league as well. So I would maybe be looking at which team or specifically which league you're getting the most success with, and following from there. And I'm assuming, by the way, when I say all of this, that this is all of your own content. There's no copyright issues in there. I'm just looking at these ones and wondering why they're so popular and yet they have some negative numbers on there. Just curious. So that's my thoughts on this channel. Anything extra to add, or shall we move on? Let's move on then to the next channel.
Move on. But by the way, Junk did do an animation. He just put it under the wrong hashtag.
Oh, we got to see that.
So it's under
surprised.
channel audit, not channel audits.
Right, we'll take a look as usual after this channel. So this is a gaming channel that we're now looking at here, and this is going to be Potting L. All right, I'm going to sit back, fold my arms, and let somebody else take this one.
I have no idea what's happening here. So it's Potting L, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming we're talking about Minecraft here, but being that I'm not a gaming channel or a gaming creator, I'm just not sure exactly what's happening here. So this is something where live stream. So it looks like all the live streams have the same thumbnail, which I definitely don't recommend because we're looking at kind of thumbnail wallpaper here. And even some of the other ones. So yeah, it looks like we definitely need some thumbnail work on this channel for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
See, Hypixel, I'm seeing referenced a couple of times.
Maybe that's a different server. I'm not sure. This is, like I said, this is outside of what I do and outside of my knowledge base. So
I thought it was about potting plants or something.
So the question is, I mean, they are mostly a live streaming channel. So you'd wonder if maybe Twitch is a better place for them if they want to strictly do that, just because of some of the tools that they have for that. And that's, a place that people are constantly looking for streaming and are, super interested in that kind of content, where obviously, Minecraft and Hypixel is super competitive on YouTube. So you really have to bring a lot of value. You really have to stand out in these spaces. You have to make, you make your channel feel unique when there are so many people who are trying to do the same thing. So you can learn from other channels that we've reviewed here in previous weeks, or even just gaming channels in general, and find a way to stand out amongst the crowd. But if you're just more comfortable streaming, then maybe, there's nothing wrong with that. You can stream on YouTube and, stream every single day. So, making a different thumbnail would be interesting. But a place like Twitch is also a great place to stream because it's really set up for that. And that's a place that people go very specifically for looking to streamers.
I think what I'll add, and to cap this channel off, is that we've sort of been looking at this now for 2 or 3 minutes, and we know it's something to do with Minecraft / one of the mods, but we don't really know from video to video what your channel is about. And if we're really trying to put effort into working out a channel and we can't in 2 or 3 minutes, that's an inherent problem with the channel. And then we just look at the most popular one. It's a tutorial how-to, and it's got nearly 10,000 views. And so again, Dan C and myself would always say, if you're struggling to find traction with a gaming channel, then going back to the absolute basics of providing value in an educational format, at least in the thumbnail and the title, you can get a bit more creative and fun in the content itself, may be a good starting point for the channel. But yeah, it seems to be lots of live streams right now, and those template live stream thumbnails are just going to make it a little difficult for people to know whether or not they've already seen that live stream. So that's the gaming channel we looked at there. So Jeff, you're saying that I need to remove an S.
You need the audio too.
Okay, right. So I don't know if I can do this for you. I don't think I can switch on the audio.
Oh, it's too bad. It's really good.
Share-wise. No, I can. So the audio will work for everybody listening, but you can't hear it on the Zoom. All right, so here's Jonk's latest animation for us, where we go to memes of the week. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks, but I think we have to bring it back for this week.
All right, Rob, just give me 5 more minutes. All right, what's the picture today? Hey, nice, you hit 900k. Rob, I know you can hear me. I'm standing right next to you. Can you not hear me right in your ear? Fine. Savage.
I'm so savage. I have a number one.
You moved.
where we go to memes of the week. We haven't. All right, so that's Jonk's latest addition to his animation series. You should probably at some point, Jonk, send all of the vidIQ animations that you've done for us, and we'll have to compile them and maybe do like an outro one time.
Yeah,
where it's just all of the stuff Jonk's done.
He's doing them during the live stream, which is always kind of trippy to me. Like, how does he do that during the live stream?
I don't know. And like, we should probably audit his channel again at some point.
Yeah.
So
subscribers already. I like how he's all of a sudden the eyes are bigger now. I don't remember the eyes being that big.
Yeah, I like it. It's much more expressive. Like, look at the third one, the Charlie D'Amelio one.
Yeah.
It almost looks like he's wearing shades like me, but it's just more like a, I like it.
Here's the thing that I don't know if this is the 17th channel that Jonk has started in the last couple of months, because I know he's restarted his channel at least once or twice.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing these videos where he says, I'm back, or I'm leaving, or it's the end, like, thank you, goodbye, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, good stuff. Check out Jonk. He's fun to watch. He's definitely especially if you're in the community, it's really fun.
He's done animations for other people, and they've instantly said, can you be my animator? Surely you could do something on AMC games, stock shares, or something to tie it into, again, popular culture whenever you can. I mean, there could have been something there maybe with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather. Did you do anything?
So he did some stuff. He's kind of trend hopping. That did really well. 300 views for him. He did the Bryce Hall KSI thing. So yeah.
There's one.
Yeah, he's trend hopping when he can.
Just keep at it, John. We're hoping that like just one of these animations is really going to pop for you, and then you're going to reach a much wider community. And thank you as always for the animations that you do for us. Let's go and pick a non-gaming channel. Oh, we're right down to channel number 5 here. Let's see. We haven't already picked this one, or have we? Oh, it's a movie reviews. Oh, maybe it is A-Train, and we go Oh no, it's a different one. All right then. So, what have we got here?
They definitely have an aesthetic, like a theme, a brand to their channel.
Yeah, with a color theme, just the subtle purple color theme, and they have the YouTuber pose in all of them, some sort of reaction. I do wonder sometimes if that can be a little distracting when you're reviewing a movie, because like I guess he's kind of cut out in a different way. They put a stroke effect, on some of these, So I guess my question, in a similar vein as to what we were looking at with A-Train, is what was it called? A movie reviews. The name escapes me. A-Town Reviews. That's what the other channel was called. What differentiates this channel from other movie channels? And I look at the titles, and these do feel a little formulaic in that you're just using the movie as the title, and then I guess the keyword richness is attached to the end of a title, and that it's a movie review or something. And perhaps that just isn't getting the traction you need. Just again, looking at the channel over a long period of time, it feels like you're doing the same contents with each video, but it's not providing traction, I would say. You're still hovering around the 25 to 50 view mark on some of these, occasionally with something popping.
It also could be the frequency. I feel like sometimes uploading like more frequently, like every day or every other day, I feel like that could possibly hurt your views, because YouTube kind of pushes out your last video. Like that's the video that they're working on to test and see how well it's going to do, and putting it in front of different eyes. But then when you give it another video right after you just gave it that video, it would just stop focusing on your last video. So sometimes uploading too much. And then your audience, sometimes you just putting too much food on the plate for them. They can't eat it all. So that could be a part of the view thing.
I like that analogy. I was just sorting the channel by most popular, and you've been creating content for a very long time. I think we go back to the oldest videos. You've been doing this for 6 years plus right now. And I always applaud the passion and the enthusiasm to continue creating content, even when the channel isn't getting any particular traction. And so I think for this creator, it's time to really start and have a deep clean of a channel and maybe analyze in particular the data. You know, why are you not picking up momentum? And maybe looking at the traffic sources and seeing if, I guess, again, maybe you'd want to have views from search to begin with. Maybe you're not getting any search traffic for any particular reason, or is it the thumbnails that aren't, however solid they look to us, people are not clicking on them? Or could it be the audience retention? Like once somebody clicks in, are they getting hooked into it in the first 30 seconds? And if not, then maybe you need to work on front loading the quality of your content towards the beginning. I know this is all just general advice, but I'm looking at a channel that's created a lot of content, but they still seem to be in the same position they were months, if not years ago. Welcome. Any other thoughts here before we move on?
No, 100%. I would definitely start doing a deep dive into the analytics to see kind of what's working and what isn't, and really start also paying attention to, you know, exactly what kind of thumbnails people are clicking on that are doing, you know, for channels that are doing either one, movie reviews, or two, movie reactions. And because there's kind of a mix there. So start kind of looking at that nuance between those thumbnails, what's working and what isn't, and also experiment with not having yourself in the thumbnails. See if that's something that picks up, because that's something where when I tried that, it worked very well for me. It doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't work in every niche, but the experimentation is worth it, especially for somebody who's been at it as long as they have. Huge respect. 6 years, a massive library of content. I want to see you succeed. Yeah. So this is where I would really start paying attention to those numbers and start looking at what it is that could be done differently that could really take your stuff to the next level.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump into a couple of videos to see if there's anything specifically wrong with the production values, and I don't think there necessarily is. There's a classic to camera talking. The camera looks a little misaligned, but that's just my feng shui not really working out there. Yeah, it looks as if it's a little off center, but I don't see why this channel wouldn't be doing better than what it is, considering the time the creator's been on YouTube and at least the quality of the thumbnails. So we're wishing you all of the best of luck there, Anthony Turner, going forward. Where are we now? Let's see. We're about 20 minutes ago, so let's pick another gaming channel here, and we're going into the 300s this time with 320. We're going to look at Lil Luxor as their channel. Oh, hang on. So their link is searching for the channel rather than the channel itself. I'll just have to assume that this is your channel. And your channel does not have a channel banner, so I'm not sure what the channel's about immediately. And they haven't posted that much content in the last 6 months. One of the pet peeves Dan C has about channels is when they post too much about why they're not posting, or help me get to this number of subscribers, and like what's the value for a potential viewer. And so certainly in the last month, I'm not seeing much value for a new visitor to your channel. I mean, you've got this one outlier video which has 3,000 views when you're doing some montages on a particular type of Fortnite game. So if that could be your starting point.
Big red flag on this channel already, though, man.
Do I need to move off?
Second video.
This one.
No, sorry. Second from the second newest video.
I mean, yeah, I was kind of hinting that with the community's post, like, sorry for not posting, let's get 1,000 subscribers, subbing to everyone who subs to me. Yeah. These are all fundamental things that you are just not going to work on a channel, and you need to be focusing more on what's in it for the value for the viewer and getting them to fall in love with your content.
Yeah, less explanations about what it is that's going on or trying to get subs or anything like that. It's not worth it. That brings no value to the people who you want subbing to you. What you need to focus on is making more videos that actually bring one, education or entertainment or a mix of both to the viewers. So we can't try not to make it about yourself. Remember that it's about the other person on the other side of the screen who's watching your stuff. What are they going to get out of it? Right? So if they sub to you, what are they going to get out of it? if the last 3 videos are about not posting, subbing, and trying to get to 1,000 subs? What is that doing for them?
That actually reminds me, I need to do a why I haven't posted in like 3 months video. I haven't done that yet. I was thinking of doing that after I do my next mukbang video. I was gonna eat some Cheetos. Have you ever had Cheetos before, Rob? I don't know if they have Cheetos in Canada. Do they have Cheetos in Canada?
No, they have something called Whatsits, which are very similar. Cheesy puff. Yeah. It's just called something different.
I don't know. Is that what they call it because they don't know what it is?
Yeah. So I think in Canada we do have Cheetos, but in the UK they're called Whatsits. Anyway, I should just briefly introduce Howard to the chaos that is Savage. He occasionally appears at the end of our live streams to run amok, and that's pretty much what we're unfortunately going to have to do.
Hello.
I do apologize. As you can see, how those glasses here he is wearing are not real. They are completely fake.
What are you talking about? This is the realest things you've ever seen in your entire life. What are you
Take them off, Savage.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why are you asking me to do that? I'll do it right now. Hold on. Let me put them on and take them off. Look, there they are, and there they are. They took them off. There you go.
Brilliant. Do you want to Savage your channel?
Let's go. Let's do. What do we got? We got 19. Let's go 15. Why not?
15. Looks like the numbers are down this week, Savage.
That's because you'll never promote me anymore. And I understand I'm suppressed by the YouTube algorithm. I understand. I know why people do it, because I'm too savage. It's fine.
All right.
Number 15.
Quick disclaimer here. The following advice is not endorsed or supported by vidIQ in any way. Take this advice with extreme caution.
That's not true, by the way.
Oh, look.
Oh, isn't this the same guy from earlier? Jamiroquai Gamer? Listen. Virtual Insanity is right. He got that song right. Are you sure you copy and paste it correctly? Because we know Rob doesn't always copy and paste correctly. Are we sure about this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Is it
Jamiroquai?
Yeah, it is. Jamiroquai? Well, good thing you got regular on it, because I'm about to tell you about yourself. I look, let me explain something to you. There's one time I had some guacamole that went bad, and it looked exactly like some of these thumbnails. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe I was done with life. I can't look. I'm gonna tell you something about some of these thumbnails these people put on with Jamiroquai Gamer. Look, he even had his lyrics in the shorts. Look at this. Scroll down there a little bit. See where it says shorts? Logo for Bendy Nathan. You know, I got a savage dog named Nathan. Did you know that? And not copyright. This dude right here, Jamiroquai. Look, let me tell you something. I can't do this anymore, Rob. Let me tell you, I'm thinking bad guacamole on a Wednesday night from Taco Time. You guys have Taco Time in Canada?
I don't think we do, no.
It's like an upscale Taco Bell, if you can believe that. All right, what's next? We got number 20. Let's go number 20, Rick.
Number 20 it is. All right. This person's claiming that Savage cannot savage this channel. That sounds like a challenge.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
I think this is one of our moderators. Yeah, the artist has me.
Tish! I can't do it. I love Tish. No. I'm not going to do it. It's not... She's savage proof. I'm not gonna lie. She is savage proof. I can't do it to Tish. I love her too much. Next, because I'm not gonna do it.
Well, should we do a genuine channel audit then, Savage?
Well, you guys do the genuine. I love her too much. You go ahead and then we'll do
actually, I was listening to the Clubhouse vidIQ chat yesterday, and Trish was talking about her channel and some of the challenges she has. So yeah, let's take a look at this genuinely. So congratulations, first of all, on 1,500 subscribers. And so in general, she is an acrylic pouring channel, which has huge interest and fascination on YouTube. Some really big channels, and I think you were talking to Viper during a channel audit, and we were talking during that channel audit, and you were talking about how live streaming could be something that's impacting the channel. Like maybe you should just do live streaming or video on demand content. And I was thinking, I think there's room for both type of content, since that's what we do here on the vidIQ channel. We do videos on demand, but we also do live streams. But yeah, it's been a fairly consistent channel throughout its life, in that it gets around about 100 views per video, whether it's a live stream, whether it's videos on demand. I just always look at this thumbnail and think, that right there, that's a money thumbnail. Is it possible to replicate more thumbnails that look similar in that sense? It's like volcano pouring out or something. That looks just cool.
Yeah, those look pretty awesome. I like what I'm seeing here from Tish. She's always bringing the fire with those thumbnails, and it literally shows exactly what she's up to on the channel, giving you kind of the payoff of what it is. So definitely excellent work on that stuff.
So what's the problem, Jeff? Why is Trish not getting the traction that maybe we feel she deserves?
Well, it could be. I mean, here's a couple of things that I if I'm just kind of taking a look at it on a surface level, maybe, and this is a trouble that we might see with some art channels, is that maybe some of the stuff that they're doing just isn't super popular on YouTube itself or super trendy. Now, I'm just saying this at surface level because I'm not super in-depth familiar with the art niche.
Yeah.
But this is something that could be happening. Something that I do see sometimes artists do is that they'll go one of two ways, where they'll just kind of paint whatever they want and go with it, or two, they'll start doing art based around things that have fandoms around them, so that there's a lot of search for, which is like tapping into trends essentially, but you're going after very, very particular types of characters. I know one of the artists that I follow, he mostly draws celebrities and highly popular cartoon and anime characters. Channel has absolutely blown up over the past like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's because of him leveraging doing artwork and showing how to, like, kind of like a sped up process of how that's all done, but it's based around highly popular characters that have a lot of search around them. So he is literally aiming at suggested traffic.
Yeah, so I was wondering if it's worth maybe trying to tap into just really popular acrylic pouring videos and using either a very similar design, like let's just take this one, gorgeous brown flower, paint and water only. I'm assuming, Trish, since you have your own studio, you're more than capable of producing something of a very similar high quality standard. Is it worth just maybe trying to latch onto these successful videos in terms of a suggestive views point of view? I know that may sound like you're just copying others, but what I will say is good artists borrow, great artists steal. So it may be just to give yourself a bit of traction, you can ride the wave of these other successful acrylic pouring channels to see if that is going to maybe boost your own channel a little bit in that sense. Any other thoughts here from...
I have a thought.
Yeah, go.
Or doing something more like outside of the box and kind of going in the opposite direction, which I barely say because I feel like don't reinvent the wheel, right? But maybe do like a collaboration, or like have Rob come over and you do the spill paint of him live. That way, his audience may, bring a new audience to you, and that's maybe something they may be interested in. And then also you can sell from this. Like you could start selling your artwork if you do acrylic, like paint portraits on the little poster board things. Yeah. And then if someone wants, I work with other creators or other influencers and say, hey, I created this painting for such and such, and they could show it on their channel as well, or their platform.
Just sorting by most popular and seeing what does well. It's maybe when they're talking about different products and how to use them, although that hasn't really been anything that's popped recently. Let's see. Maybe, do you think the channel banner is a bit, there's almost too much there going on? Perhaps simplify the channel banner a little bit and include some acrylic designs and pouring as well in the channel banner, just to give it a bit more of a visual style and flair.
Yeah, it's a little bit busy with the words, so I would probably tighten that up a little bit. And then, there are some thumbnails that are really good, and then others that just don't quite have the impact. Like, again, I'm looking at this one, which is a unique design, but also the colors allow the thumbnail to pop. Whereas this one, the colors are a bit more muted. I don't really know what that thing is there, which is confusing me a little bit. And you talk about a cup, but I don't know where, I can't see the cup myself. Again, I'm a complete layman, novice to acrylic pouring, so maybe it's really obvious that there's the cup there, but I'm just not seeing it in the thumbnail and the title. So I think sometimes the thumbnails can be a little bit hit and miss on the channel. Trish, I hope you've found some of this stuff useful going forward. And as always, thank you for moderating here, there, and everywhere. And Savage, go on, final words. We've given Trish a lot of advice now.
She should listen, she should get in the Savage Academy. We already know this. What numbers are we up to? I just want to do one more before I have you guys pay me out for the.
You've had 20 new students in the last
exactly.
5 minutes.
This is the thing. I was being suppressed. You noticed in the little bit we've been doing is we doubled the amount of people signing up. I'm just trying to tell you, it's because y'all suppressing me. All right, let's go to like 35. Why not?
35. Okay.
See what crazy.
All right, we have. This person's so savage. I have 30,000 subscribers from only 7 videos. History explained.
Pretty savage. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, then this should be entertaining.
History explained. I love when people explain things that I really don't care about. I love that. I love that you can explain things to me that happened so long ago that literally has no impact on me. That's great. Look at all these people that watch these videos. It's incredible.
Yeah, very impressive.
They only got 7 videos. I would tell you, they spend a lot of time in history. What your channel's history, as far as I can see. I mean, 2 months ago, last time you uploaded something. What is going on here? A year ago? You got, man, your channel's as old as some of these subjects. What is going on? What's next? The Civil War? No, you're not even up to where people had fire. Like, I don't even think you're at the point where people had fire yet. Do people have fire back in the monotheists, the ancient Egypt? Was fire invented? I know the internet wasn't. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Man, listen, can someone come up with paint drying on the wall explained? I would love that as well. How about math explained? I really would love to sit there and watch a couple hours of that. Just in case I can't get to sleep at night, or in case I get backed up. Sometimes I have too many Doritos, and sometimes, man, let me tell you, I need some help. And this might help me. This might help loosen it up a little bit. Help me get out there and drop the kids off at the pool. All right, look, I want to thank History Explained for. I don't really know why. I don't know what I want to thank him for. Honestly, I look at this and I go, I don't know how you got almost 30,000 subscribers, because really, you're not talking about anything that happened anytime recently. Like even your channel isn't recent. I mean, it's 2 months old. History Explained. Explain yourself. Why is it that you only got like 2 videos in the last 6 months? You know what happened in the last 6 months? Somehow we are 6 months into 2021. Can I talk about 2021 real quick? How are we 6 months into 2021? How is this happening? We had coronavirus for like 17 months, and then all of a sudden it's 2021. I mean, I don't know. Did you hear that Walgreens is closing down? This is a terrible time of year. Everything is bad right now. It's bad. I'm done. You know what? I'm gonna go get something to eat. It's lunchtime.
Do you think that should be their next video, Savage?
The history of Walgreens, because this is about to be history. If you're watching Twitter, you see other things, people walking out of Walgreens. Man, can you see that? Did you see that dude? He walked in. He had a trash bag. This is for real. You can look it up on Twitter. He had a trash bag. He walked down the aisle. There were people recording him too. And he throws a bunch of stuff and then just rides his bike. Listen, the dude is on a bike at Walgreens. Look, there it is. Look, can you imagine? This is 2021, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. He gets on his bike. There's a security guard right there. Look at him. He grabs it, but he ain't trying nothing. Wait, hold on. Bike it his way out. He's
there.
Out.
He goes.
There you go. Thank you, Walgreens. I'm gonna go grocery shopping at Walgreens here in a minute. I think apparently everything's free, so I'll be right back.
Thank you.
How to save all my money today? I'm saving all my money. That's the savage talks.
I hope History Explained didn't walk into this live stream for the first time and just wonder what on earth has just happened. I mean, congratulations on the channel. I think I agree with Savage that if you could put more content out, it would be fantastic. But I assume that you need to do a lot of research.
Apparently.
A lot of research, editing to get these videos out. And it looks as if you're going through a timeline and you have another 3,500 years of history to get through. So you got plenty of video ideas going forward. So congratulations to History Explained. I did just think, though, when I was looking at it, Jeff, for some reason I thought this was an Age of Empires channel for 1 second.
I did too for a second, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Age of Empires coming out on Xbox later on as well. Game Pass soon.
Oh, to be fair, also, History Explained did explain in the chat that he posts videos every 2 to 3 months. Next video is on June 25th.
There you go. Oh, look, and it's already laid out what it's going to do next. This is a good example, by the way, because we were video I published on Monday, which talks about can you take breaks between videos, or are your videos going to get hurt? This is an example of where you can take massive breaks between videos, and it's probably explained by you just cannot get this level of history and detail from any other creator on YouTube, so that their audience is prepared to wait for their next piece of content. So that's just a good example here, History Explained, of how you can stagger your content over a long period of time. And just imagine all of the evergreen potential here and the views that they're going to be getting. Actually, I'm interested. I'm just going to click on this one and just, yeah, I mean, you can see the production value already in the in just the running of a video, but I'm just wondering how these videos get their traction. Oh, there you go. I suspected that might be the case, where the videos start slowly, but when YouTube decides that it's hit a certain threshold in click-through rate and audience retention, it says, yeah, I'm going to test this with an audience now, and bang. And I think that the thumbnails really deliver on that. And so that's two channels that should have been savaged, and have actually been credited with some really good work there with their channels. All right, I think, where are we? We are now up to 1 o'clock, so I think we're going to call it a day there for another week. I just want to say thank you very much, Howard, for joining us this week, and we'll see you in Clubhouse going forward. And I don't know, maybe we're going to have yourself and JJ on a channel audit live stream soon, where you can kind of tag team and double up on channels.
That'll be dope.
Sweet. All right, let's go. We're going to say goodbye to some channels now. Dan, sorry, Dan, if I haven't sort of brought you in the last 20 minutes or so, but now's your chance to say goodbye.
I have the opportunity to jump in when I can, but I get distracted in Discord, on Twitter, in the chat here. Although I didn't get to bring up my impromptu wardrobe change. In credit to Howabunga, I threw on my Ninja Turtles.
Oh, cool. Very, very nice.
There we go. So that also distracted me for a second.
Let's finish off here. Who was your favorite character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, absolutely. I was always a big Leonardo fan, mostly because the swords, I think.
And he's a
in
leader.
hindsight, Michelangelo is probably much cooler, but I got to stick with my man Leonardo. Good story. I tried to change my name to Leonardo when I was in 7th or 8th grade, I believe. So I started writing Leonardo on all my tests and all my notebooks, and my teacher was not happy about that.
But remember, Leonardo leads, but Donatello does machines. That's a fact, Jack.
That is true. So let's say a quick goodbye here. We have Rotten John. I think you're a good guy, so don't take it too hard. Mobile gameplay. As wide a niche as possible. So congrats on capturing that entire audience. Influential finance, again, being influenced in finance, super smart. Great job doing that. And PvP Facts to round out my rather generic titles for a few different YouTube channel names. Congrats to you guys. Thank you for joining us. And Jonk, of course. What up, Jonk?
Jeff, favorite turtle and shout outs.
For me, my favorite Ninja Turtle was Raphael. 100%, man.
The Joker, yeah.
That's right, man. That's right. But and also want to say bye to who do we got in here today? Let's see. Let's say bye to Tish from the Artist Haven. Thank you for coming through and always hanging out with us and moderating the chat. We've also got Sonia around the world. Goodbye to you. And who else do we have here? Let's go with Marcus DZN.
Is Savage still here?
Yeah, I'm here. Listen, I want to shout out everyone who's here that always comes through to the Academy. I appreciate them very well. And, some of your checks are bouncing. I need you to do better. I also want to shout out, Howard, I appreciate you coming on through. I know you're starting a new gospel channel called Hallelujah. I appreciate that. Can't wait to hear it. It's going to be on the top 10 of all the gospel channels out there. I appreciate you. Everyone else, come out and check out Dr. Savage on YouTube, and someday I'll upload another video. Dear Dana, I want to say goodbye to you. I also want to say goodbye to Sweet's Cat World. Okay, that's right. And then, of course, Grand Theft Gamer says goodbye, and I say goodbye as well, because History Explained done put us all to sleep. Appreciate you. Peace and love, and all that other sort of thing.
Favorite Ninja Turtle?
The one with the sword. Which one was that one?
That was Leonardo.
That's the dude right there. The other guys, I mean, listen, you got to get too close. You got that sword, you poke him in the eye. I love it.
My favorite was Donatello, because he did machines, of course, but I also had a soft spot for Rocksteady as well. I'm going to say goodbye to Zenzarius, our moderator / time stamper extraordinaire. Also, goodbye to Short Reviews, Abdullah Music Group, and I'm also saying goodbye to JJ in the house as well. and Beasto TV. And last but not least, we could never do this live stream without this user was put in timeout. As always, folks, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Make sure to like it if you did. And it's see that 650 of you already have. Subscribe to vidIQ for more content just like this in the future. And Howard, you are on screen now, which means that you've got to wave awkwardly at the camera while I find the outro button, and I've found it. See you all next week.